Man, oh man. Poor Hillary Clinton. You know, she gave that speech during this pipe bombing garbage. You know, she was on the plane and she looked, to be completely honest, I'm trying not to be biased. Just tell, all realist news. Doesn't matter what I believe in. If I find out, man, I've been believing all that, or I really like this person, and I find out later they're a turd, realist news is going to call it. Guys, I remember the Bitcoin thing. Guys, I don't trust that thing. It's this digital currency. It's not even a currency. It's just it's a tradable item, but you never own it. You can't print it. It's online in a digital wallet. Like, what is this thing? And then it went on to go to, I think, $1,100 or $1,200. And when it first came out, it was pennies, and then $1, $2. Stayed around $2 for a long time. And I thought to myself, oh my God. Can you imagine if you bought a few hundred of those things? A few hundred at $2 a piece. Oh, right? I had to come out. I said, guys, I'm reversing my stance on Bitcoin because there's something to be said about it, and it clearly is performing quite well. So I had to change my stance. Having said that, if by chance I was a big Hillary supporter, and there's not a chance in hell that's the case, but if I was, and all this crap that's been coming out about her and shown on TV, news, dragged into a van, on the airplane again, the woman looked like death. Like she was sicker than sick, didn't want to be there. Her face, everything was droopy. She couldn't hold a smile if she wanted to. She looked completely depressed. Not even just depressed, but like a sick person. They dragged her out of bed and said, hey, we need to give you a speech. You need to go give a speech. Yeah, but I've got the flu. Oh, it doesn't matter. Get out. That's how she looked, and that's how she sounded. So is it any surprise that I have not one, but two stories of two separate cancellations where Miss Clinton was supposed to be fundraising? You can't cancel this close to the election if you think you're going to win. And the allegations against you are that you're sick, you got major health issues. No, we're fine, just a little bit pneumonia. And then crap starts happening. Dragged her into the van. 2 hours, I'm fine. Chelsea's house, I'm fine. Give me a hug, little girl. I got pneumonia. No, everything's cool. If everything's cool and she's over pneumonia, why did she get on that airplane, her own airplane, giving that little interview or little news press, and look like she was going to die? Looked terrible. Well, get ready for this. And this one was posted September 19th, and the second one I'm going to read you was posted right now, today, as I'm doing this, the 20th of September 2016. So the first one, Hillary Clinton cancels event in California. Campaign says pneumonia is back. But I thought she came out waving and I'm fine and I'm cheerful and I'm happy, and I whisked away in this little, private limo vehicle, and everything's good, even though the black doctor handler guy wasn't nowhere to be seen. And the lady looked about 30 pounds thinner than Hillary. And her hand, when she waved, doesn't have this length of fingers that Hillary has, and the pinky to the thumb is way off in size. You can see the hand side by side. I already discussed this. And then I see this other video, which I watched it again today. Had to watch it again today. And it is the South Carolina, I think it was South Carolina, fundraiser rally thing. And all these people with camera phones, and they all have the same exact image on every phone. And it looks fake. Like it looks like these people were inserted via video effects. And it's strange. And there's a big American flag right behind them, right in front of them. And none of the phones, not one person, there's half a dozen, eight or nine of them. No one seems to see this American flag. It's not shown in their video, on their phones. And then she walks by, and that's not on their phones, right in front of them. It's insane. And I noticed as the pan in the particular video I saw was like 42 or 43 seconds into it, there's a lady who's appears to be black because of her skin. You don't see her face, but you see her arm sticking out. Clear as, my old white arms here. This is a brown or black woman, right? And she's got her phone right there, and her left hand. And as she moves it to the right slightly and then up, several inches up. The image on her phone stays the same. Stays the same. Then she cuts it back to the left, and then the image, whatever the hell the image is, moves. But it's not the image of what you're actually seeing, because you can see right there what the image is. It's an American flag. That's the one where Hillary turns around and like points at the flag. Yeah. What the hell? You were pointing at a wall. The flag hanging out. What the hell is this? So again, they like not Photoshop, but they use video editing effects and whatnot to put this piece of garbage together, and it failed. Why? Because that was a fake event. And this proves it. She's now not showing up in California, and she canceled North Carolina. With Trump regaining North Carolina lead, Hillary unexpectedly postpones a local fundraiser, quote, without reason. That's interesting. We'll go with the first one. Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton has again canceled an event in California as a result of her health, and the campaign is claiming she is being treated for pneumonia. The cancellation marks the third day following Monday and Tuesday of last week that the candidate's health has pulled her from the campaign trail. Questions surrounding her health ramped up after she collapsed at the 15th memorial service for the September 11th, 2001 terror attacks. On Sunday, Ms. Clinton held a brief presser and spoke to reporters on her campaign airplane to respond to her rival Donald Trump regarding his comments after the terror attacks in Minnesota, New Jersey, and New York. Critics claim she appeared to be heavily sedated, or at least extremely fatigued, which kicked off the hashtag. I apologize, I didn't even know this hashtag was going around. Hashtag Zombie Hillary on Twitter. Because that's true. And let's just take a little look at this site real quick. Not me. This one. That's the one I was telling you about on the plane. She sounded like she was deathly ill, looked deathly ill, responded deathly ill, and that facial expression was what you saw the entire time. Just horrible. The development comes after a new, was it a poll or whatever, conducted for the Huffington Post finds just 39% of Americans currently believe that Clinton is in good enough physical condition to effectively serve as president for the next 4 years. According to the poll, an almost equal 38% says she isn't in good enough condition, and 23% say they are unsure. Well, my question is, when was the poll taken? Was it before or after they dragged her ass into that van? Okay. And was it, I already think I know the answer to this one, was it before or after these two articles, which was today and yesterday? I think it's safe to say that poll was already done before those two things came out, in which she has now canceled 2 campaign stops. She has pneumonia again. But hold on. Hillary's doctor, breaking news. Tumbled into a van. 2 hours, 3 hours later, Hillary recovering nicely. Headline: CBS, CNBC, CNN, MSNBC. Recovering nicely. Okay, well that was a little more than a week ago. You re-got pneumonia? You re-caught it? It was supposed to be non-contagious. You can't give it back to yourself. It's not contagious, she said. Or is she really sick? Much sicker. And then they showed this video when she was talking. It may have been on the plane also. I can't remember if it was that video or another one. And you watch her eyes as she's talking, and the right eye goes over here. The left eye is like trailing behind, like it's focused on something else. And then it finally catches up and goes over here, and then it happens again. I'm like, what the? So I'm going to have to say, hashtag Zombie Hillary, it may be quite accurate. So here's the other article. This was from Zero Hedge. With Trump regaining North Carolina lead, Hillary unexpectedly postpones local fundraiser without reason. Oh, no. Sorry, Zero Hedge. Not unexpectedly, my friends. Very expectedly. Because what did old J. Snip tell you? even before she got dragged into the van. I said, I believe what the Webbot has forecast, that they will be replacing the racehorse before the election. And I stood by it. Could I have been wrong? Of course. Absolutely. But I live, eat, and breathe this stuff these days. And I can see it. She's backing off the campaign trail. Remember, I talked about this numerous times. She should be out flooding the area. Trump is next place, 24 hours later, 42 hours later, next place on a plane. He's out of control. Hillary, I'm going to take a week off. I'll go up a couple times. And I said, man, she may already know she's going to be replaced. And she doesn't want to waste the campaign contributions to pay for advertising and this and that when she knows I get to keep all that when I step down from office, because you get to keep the campaign contributions that you have in your stockpile if you didn't use them all. And if she already knows I'm going to drop out at the last minute, I don't want to be campaigning around. That costs a lot of money. I don't want to have to pay $50 per supporter to come in and pretend they like me. We just had to fake the one in South Carolina, for God's sakes. I can't do that again. You're right, Miss Clinton. We're dropping out. And then when she got dragged into the van, I brought it to you right away. Breaking news. I think it was a Sunday night or whatever. Breaking news. Jay Snip. It wasn't a breaking. It was something I think I've never had to do before. And use the word super breaking. Super breaking news. Hillary Clinton dragged in the van, lifeless body, or whatever the hell I titled it. And I said it then. She is done. She's finished. They cannot in any kind of way recover from this one. They, the club. It's over. They're in a panic. Full-blown panic. So what do we have a matter of this just the past weekend? Pipe bombs and terrorist strikes and believed to be sleeper cells. Here we go. What did JSTIP4 also tell you for the last 2 years easily? When the economy's going to go and they can't fudge the numbers anymore, and I'm reading news today even that Harvard professor this and economist now warns the so-called recovery is done, what Gerald Celente always says. When they can't play the game anymore and fudge the numbers and the economy, they got to let it go. They take you to war. And I've been saying this for the last few years. They're going to take you to war. They're going to put the Muslims against the Christians and the Christians against the Muslims. Every morning and every time I drive home, to and from work. 9:70 a.m. and there's a new one, 9:60. I listen to sometimes. And that's all I hear about. Muslim extremists. This guy's another one that they brought in and gave him citizenship. And we're flooding in with Syrians. Again, who's the real terrorist? Who's the real terrorist? The people they're bringing in who are doing these things? Even if some of it's fake, real hoax or whatever. Let's assume it's all real. Okay? Let's just say it. This is real. These are real things. Really happened. Who's bringing them in? I just did a story. I just did the video. 800 plus immigrants on the deport list they're not wanted, but they're on the heavy watch list of countries of concern for national security of the United States, somehow got citizenship on accident. Let me tell you a secret, in case someone out there is absolutely fast asleep still. This was no accident. There are no accidents. Everything happens according to the club's plan. These pipe bombs that went off happened according to the club's plan. And what did Lindsey Williams say months and months ago? Not the latest video, but the one before that, even though he covered it in both these videos. He said, my elite friend told me, if it looks like Donald Trump's going to get the nod for the election, they may very well pull out a very serious false flag attack on American soil. Again, another 9/11. So we now have the pipe bomb thing, and they didn't just catch the guy. These bombs, some of them went off already. And the robot went in to grab one, and the robot was grabbing it, and it blew off, and wow, the robot, oh my God. That thing can only go off, they said, through a cell phone, flip phone. Flip phone can set it off. So whoever's doing this did this through a cell phone. and cell phone, of course. I'm just kind of think out here. They're gearing us up for the big one. I've already told you they're going to do the big one. I've been saying expect a bigger than 9/11 or at least equal to it. More than likely bigger. It's coming. I've been saying that for years. It's going to happen. It's part of their plan. They have to do it to retain control. And they're about to lose everything that they've been working all the 200 plus more years to achieve. They've got the Supreme Court people they want. They just need one more to give it a 5-4 ruling. They got all the federal judges appointed, president appointed. Obama's got all of his Muslim Brotherhood appointees in highly classified positions. They can taste that victory is right. It's one step away. And damn it, Hillary, you son of a bleep. You got to go and get sick to where we can't hide it anymore. The last minute, damn it, we need a plan B, and we need a plan B fast. We're losing this one. Trump is now going to get this. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Sir, time for plan C. Plan Z. What's that, Hillary zombie? No. Plan Z is the big attack. Blame it on the terrorists. But we got to make sure people are ready for it. So cue the smaller stuff. Cue the smaller events. Terror cells, or New York City, New Jersey, pipe bombs found. Oh my God. Nobody killed. But they went off, 29 injured. Where are they injured? The guy was walking down the street with his phone right after the bomb went off, before the police could get there and kick everybody out. There's nobody around. There was nobody around. Where the hell are the 29 injured? Where are they? So now we have to expect a bigger event. Because they said, well, this guy they nabbed, was a follower of al-Zabibwi, whatever the hell his name was, who was a known CIA. Let me go to InfoWars because they had the guy's name. Known CIA stooge. Where is he at down here? There it is. Hold on. New York bomber Ahmad Khan Rahami was a Trump hater. Where's this one at? The other one I wanted. Exclusives. That's what we wanted. There we go. New York bomber tied to CIA's al-Awlaki. Questions surround New York bomber Ahmad Khan Rahami's manifesto. That's another key. When they leave a manifesto, all the fake or the CIA-run incidences, they always leave a manifesto. I'm with ISIS, and here's my manifesto, and whatever. Praising. So he left a manifesto praising known CIA asset Anwar al-Awlaki, as well as numerous visits to Afghanistan and Pakistan. A manifesto found that Rahami made mention of the Boston Marathon bombing, another hoax, as well as Yemeni American cleric Anwar al-Awlaki, again CIA stooge, who was reportedly killed by a U.S. drone strike in Yemen. Again, how do I always say it? How do you get rid of a lie? With another lie. Osama bin Laden they've captured, U.S. breaking news, they've captured, there was a brief shootout, but they've captured Osama bin Laden, and they have his body as evidence. CNN. They've captured Osama bin Laden. They have his body as evidence. MSNBC. They captured Osama bin Laden. They have his body as evidence. Fox News. They captured Osama bin Laden. They have his body as evidence. It was the same line. I woke up early that next day because I couldn't wait to see this son of a bitch. I said, man, maybe I got it wrong all these years. Maybe that son of a bitch was actually alive somewhere and they caught his ass. That's going to have to make me really think about 9/11. I mean, damn, I was pretty certain he had, there was nonsense with that whole story. Can't wait to see his body the next day. I wake up early. Only a mere few hours had went by because I was up till 2, 3 a.m. that night. I think around 2 a.m. Woke up like at 6. Turn on the radio on the way to work. They've already buried his body at sea. I feel like Bill O'Reilly. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and they've buried his body at sea. What is that? I can't read that. I can't say that to the American people. What the hell is that? To bury his body at sea. What is that? Well, it's a Muslim tradition that the fighters get buried 24 hours after their death. Well, but there's nothing there. There's nothing there. They buried his body at sea. And then a little while later, it comes out, the ship that they brought him to, the U.S. ship, the Navy ship, nobody on board saw him either. But that wasn't newsworthy. Mainstream not covering that. Nobody saw him get buried at sea. As if we're going to do and well, we've got to respect this man. He just brought down the Twin Towers, and somehow magically World Trade Center 7, which was a block away, wasn't hit by any plane. That fell straight down. The world's most wanted terrorist. We're going to respect his religious views, beliefs, and make sure we bury him in 24 hours. We would like to show you, idiot, moronic Americans, his body. You're going to have to take our word for it. We had to get rid of him at sea. We had to bury him at sea. Well, could you at least show us him being buried at sea? No. Can't do that. So this is simply, so much of this is lies. And then these events happen. Well, the bombs did go off, Jay Snip. They did capture. There was a shootout. The guy they did capture him. These are all CIA stooges. I already mentioned this, like the 93 bombing or 95. Well, I was in Oklahoma. 93 bombing of the World Trade Center World Trade Center with the van, the bomb in the van. The FBI had the patsy. They gave him a real freaking bomb, not a fake one, not one that can't hurt anybody. They gave him a real one and told everybody, we'll nab him before he gets to the van and drives off. We'll be able to charge him a lot more because it's a real bomb. Okay. He made it to the van, got in the van, drove off, went right into the basement, blew the freaking bomb off. Where was the media then? There was no real internet back then. 93-ish. That didn't really count. Al Gore was still working the bugs out of the internet. And can't get information. The only place we got information from was the mainstream news. They don't cover that kind of stuff. So anyways, I just want to share that with you. She now has stopped going to two different campaign stops for funding. One of them, no reason given. The other one, what can I say? Pneumonia. She got pneumonia again. Oh, that sucked. That was a dumb answer. Oh, now the news is going to have to run with that. Sorry, guys. What the hell did you want me to say? We can't. We've used up everything else. Nothing else makes sense. We already said she recovered. She's recovering nicely. She's back on the trail. She's good. Now she's sick again. She's horribly sick. Guys, I look like a freaking idiot in front of these cameras. Now Bill Clinton's going to stand in for Hillary while she rests for the next few days. He's going to be president in California, and Mr. Clinton, former President Clinton's going to campaign for his wife while she's sick. And she cancels North Carolina. Now she cancels California. As I told you, she is done, son. Webbot will be right. They are going to have to replace this woman urgently. And I've mentioned this to you before, what my thoughts were. Is it going to be Biden? Are they going to, possibly Elizabeth Warren? I don't know about that. Oh, Bernie. Are you feeling the burn? Oh, bring Bernie back. Hey, that's a possibility, right? But I thought of another one. And this one's scary to think about it, because it might actually work if they do this one. Michelle Obama. Remember, if a candidate can't make it this close to the elections, the delegates, I think they said like 400 delegates or whatever it is, have to get together, Democratic Party in this case, and choose a replacement. They, delegates, will choose. Not you, you moron, you sheep, you peasant, you taxpayer, you consumer. I dare not call you a citizen, because that's the last thing the club would call you, so I can't do that. Out of respect for the powers that be who rule us all, right? Just kidding. They pull Michelle Obama out of their trick bag. She's a strong woman. She's always been, women like her. The black minority, all of them like her. But everyone's going to say, yeah, but her husband, man, we're finally awake about him lying to us all. And I don't know about that. So that may not be as strong as I thought it would be. But I just don't know if I could come up with anybody else better. Either Bernie Sanders or Michelle Obama is my guess. But I want to remind you of something. I definitely want to remind you, and I've talked about this a couple of times now, and as we get nearer to this election, I think it's a little more important. Baba Vanga, 44th president. I'm just gotta go with this. Now, this is actually this is interesting. This was posted on July 28th, 2016. This lady, Baba Vanga, blind in both eyes. She had, I don't know if she's born without something in her eye or whatever. But when you look at her pictures, I mean, it looks like there's no eyeball there. Not that that matters. She was allegedly a very accurate prophet, if you will, seer, psychic. And she died in, I think, 1996. And her predictions and whatnot, they've been recorded. They've been recorded. They're not disputable now. They've been recorded for quite a long time. And I want to read you one that's a little bit interesting to me. Because again, about the pipe bomb, and they need a bigger attack, and then we need to stop the elections. Let's not forget the Black Lives Matter, the girl and the guy, the two top heads of that. I can't think of their names right now. Anonymous or WikiLeaks, whatever the hell it was, hacked their Twitter account. And they were talking back and forth to each other. I did the video on this. I read you word for word what they said. And there were screenshots of their Twitter feed by whoever the hell hacked it. And did you meet with Miss Lynch? Loretta Lynch. Yeah, I did. Hold on. Due diligence, Jason 4. What's that girl's name? Okay. Loretta Lynch, Google. Oh, they were somewhere together. Holy shit. Okay. Check that off. That seems legit. Then the guy she's talking to. And they're talking about causing enough civil unrest to stop the elections and make something happen to where the elections will get canceled, martial law can be declared, and their president, Obama, they said, could stay in power. 2 to 3 days after this happens, the guy, I cannot think of his name, is in a protest, leading a Black Lives Matter protest, I think in Illinois or I can't, Louisiana or something. I can't remember. And the police are telling him protest on the sidewalk, not in the middle of the street. You can't block the street. They're not listening. He gets arrested. Of course, he's out that night or whatever. And then he goes and meets with President Obama. It was on the news. Okay, now we got something here. You don't have these two people having that conversation on Twitter. One actually met with Loretta Lynch, Attorney General of the United States, Justice Department, and the other one meeting with President Obama. No, sir. Not by chance. So let's not forget what they said they wanted to accomplish. Martial law so the elections don't continue and their president can stay in power. That's what they said. You do remember Guccifer, the one that we've extradited over here to the U.S. now to face charges? He said in an interview when he was in jail in Romania, for similar reasons, for hacking politicians, he said, when I hacked the Rockefeller family and the Bush family, former president, that family, I've discovered that they plan on having an attack happen in America in either Chicago or Pennsylvania. That he wasn't sure which one. It didn't say. Just those were the two target places potentially, based off of what he hacked from them. And that it'd be another terrorist attack, a big one. And it was supposed to happen, he said, according to what he read, and he just repeated what he saw, in 2016. Now, we're getting close to the end of the year, but we're also getting close to these elections, and we also don't have Hillary, and oh my God, pipe bombs are going off, and it's escalating. Do you think we might be hitting a climax here with a big shebang? Maybe. So I want to just read you this. This is out there, but it's verifiable that she did say this. This Baba Vanga, psychic woman, prophet, whatever. And this is actually a mainstream UK site, The Express, express.co.uk, actually covered this. I'll read that to you. How to stop Trump. Again, July 28th, 2016. Barack Obama to be last U.S. president after revealing aliens exist. A blind mystic with a staggering accuracy rate predicted the 44th president of the United States would be the first black leader the country ever voted into office. That's funny. We're on the 44th president, and he is the first black leader we've ever voted into office. Imagine that. She died in 1996. He became president in 2008 for the first time. But alarmingly, Bulgarian Baba Vanga, who died at the age of 85 in 1996, also said he would be the last to hold office. And I'm just thinking out loud, John Teeter, he/she president, when all shit goes down, breaks loose, that a civil war stems from a problem with the elections, and the winner of the election, that president or leader, as he said, he/she would be more concerned with keeping the status quo going. That's what he said about that president. He/she would be more concerned about keeping the status quo going. We finally have a woman who is, again, if she wasn't sick right now, the club would be rigging those voting machines to give her a win, and you know it, regardless of how we voted. There's the he/she. Why did John Teeter have to say he/she when referring to the president, when every freaking president to date in the United States and in most countries, but in the United States, since its inception, have been male? Why you got to be politically correct on that one, John Teeter? Interesting, don't you say? So, now conspiracy theorists who believe that 2016 will be the year Mr. Obama announces to the world that aliens really exist and have visited Earth have joined the dots and revealed a new claim he will discontinue the presidency after revealing the truth is out there. Hillary Clinton says she will seek out the truth on aliens and UFOs if she makes it into the White House. But if conspiracy theorists are to be believed, perhaps neither she nor Republican rival Donald Trump will ever get there. Miss Vanga is credited, Baba Vanga that is credited with predicting the Boxing Day tsunami, 9/11, and Mr. Obama's presidency. So conspiracy theorists say the Democrat will be the last in office. So anyways, that, just want to throw that out there. Because every now and then you need a little bonus. Everybody needs a bonus. And I love giving out bonuses. Even if it means it's doomy. Even if it means martial law is declared and they try to pull some bullshit on us. All of the laws are in place. The executive orders he's passed. The National Defense Authorization Act. They have everything in place. Things that we've never even touched, as in the government. They've never had to even touch. And say, we're declaring rule number, such subsection C of the such and such, National Defense Authorization Act. It's all there, ready to go. It's like a brand new, beautiful, $500,000 house. Everything, bells and whistles, all inside. Everything you could ever imagine is in the house. Never been inside the house, not even once. The doors have remained closed. But it's all there, ready to go. You just need to open the door and go in and start using stuff. That's what these laws that they've passed, National Defense Authorization Act, they throw something into the budget at the last minute. Patriot Act 2.0, all this crap, executive orders. It's there for a reason. They put it there well in advance so that when they need to use it, and they will need to use it, it's there. They don't have to get an act of God with Congress. Can you guys please pass this law? We need to hurry up. We got an emergency. It's already passed. It's already there. It's already on the books. They just need, as Rahm Emanuel said, they need the right event. Take care.